Autoline Daily is brought to you by Siemens PLM Software, transforming the process of innovation.
Here are today's top headlines. Chrysler says phooey on reports that it's going to sell off pieces of the company. Fiat announces a reorganization, and Ricardo Montalban has gone to that big Chrysler Cordoba in the sky. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, January 15, 2009, and now the news. Chrysler says it's not going to break up the company and sell it off in pieces. It's not going to sell off any brands either. The company's president, Tom Lasorda, says Chrysler is not going under and that it's going to be around for some long time to come. He was responding to a report from Reuters that Chrysler was going to sell off pieces of the company. Fiat announced a major reorganization yesterday that gives its top executives additional duties. The head of the Fiat brand, Lorenzo Sestino, will also now be responsible for sales for all brands worldwide. Olivier Francois, the head of the Lancia brand, will now get responsibility for marketing communications for all brands. And Sergio Cravero, who was just named to run Alfa Romeo, will also take on responsibilities for product development for all three brands. Sergio Marchionne, the CEO of Fiat, says this will give the company a leaner structure and clearer lines of responsibility. Navistar and Ford are calling it quits. The two companies have practically come to blows over disputes with diesel engines for Ford's Super Duty pickups. They've been in and out of the courts over the years, and Ford will now do diesels on its own. According to Wards, the two companies will continue to collaborate on their existing Blue Diamond Truck and Parts joint venture. Audi is considering whether or not it wants to build vehicles in North America, and Ward says the company may acquire an existing plant from another automaker. Other options include adding an assembly line in Volkswagen's new plant in Tennessee or building a facility in a separate location. A decision will be made later this year. He would walk onto the TV screen and say, "I like what you've done with my Cordoba." And then he'd go on to wax eloquent about the rich Corinthian leather. Well, Mexican-born actor and former Chrysler spokesman Ricardo Montalban passed away yesterday, reports the San Francisco Chronicle. Montalban also starred in television shows and movies ranging from Fantasy Island to Star Trek. He also needed a zillion takes to do the Chrysler ads because the proper Spanish pronunciation of Cordoba is Cordoba. And Montalban kept stumbling over the way Chrysler wanted it pronounced. A number of Japanese automakers dropped out of the Detroit Auto Show, and now AutoWeek reports the Detroit 3 are pulling out of the Tokyo Motor Show. Is it revenge? No. Some Japanese companies are also skipping the show, which is prompting the Japan Automobile Manufacturers Association to consider canceling the event. It's scheduled to start this October. Coming up next, a look at some of my favorite vehicles at this year's Detroit Auto Show. We'll be back right after this.
Siemens, transforming the process of innovation.
Press days at the North American International Auto Show are over. That means all the big announcements have been made. With everything out on the table, here's some of my favorite vehicles from the show. Cadillac premiered a stunning concept called the Converge. It's a range-extended electric vehicle just like the Chevy Volt. But this thing looks nothing like its mass-market sibling. The Converge is a rakish two-door with styling electric enough to keep the batteries charged. Too bad GM says it's only a concept. Caddy's arch-rival also revealed an eco-friendly prototype. Lincoln's C-Concept is a compact car that's designed to bring Lincoln elegance to a smaller package. It boasts a 1.6-liter EcoBoost engine, a dual-clutch transmission, and 43 miles per gallon. Just like Cadillac, Chrysler unveiled a stylish, range-extended electric concept dubbed the 200C. It's a product of the company's Envy organization. Chrysler claims it has an electric-only range of 40 miles. Audi showed off a concept that's actually a thinly disguised version of the upcoming A7. Called the Sportback, it has a super sleek body and a dramatic roofline. It's designed to compete with other four-door coupes like the Mercedes CLS. Meanwhile, BMW pulled the wraps off its new Z4 Roadster. The biggest news for the redesigned 2009 model is the styling. It's a lot more aggressive than last year's. I also think it's a lot better looking. Following BMW's lead, VW premiered a sporty new car called the Concept Blue Sport. It aims to maximize driving fun and minimize fuel consumption. It features a mid-mounted diesel engine that averages 42 miles per gallon, yet can blast from 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds. And finally, Mercedes showed off a concept called the Blue Zero. It plans on having 3 versions of this electric vehicle. One with an electric range of 100 kilometers, another that'll go 200 clicks, and a third with a range-extending engine that can cover 400 kilometers. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Don't forget, you can always get podcasts, transcripts, and a whole lot more on our website, AutolineDaily.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Don's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.